Hi everyone, it's Carrie. We are at HomeGoods today. This location is in Claremont, Florida. We are going to go in and check out what's new. If you're new here, welcome. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back everyone. I am happy that you're all here. I hope your week is going well. We're at Wednesday, so we're kind of halfway to Friday, right? Anyhow, let's go in and check out what's new. These adorable little metal witches. So this artist, this tag here that I'm going to show you, they make a lot of pieces that end up in the various home goods stores, but I thought those little witches were absolutely brilliant. So we still have lots and lots of Halloween decor at all of the home goods stores. I do love these fancy little shoes. Let's see what else we have in here. Lots of skeletons. I have to tell you, oh, she's pretty. Hold on, I'll get to this story in a second, but she's adorable. I love that little kind of newspaper print on her dress. There's a lot of really cool pieces in here. This is that shaved wood. I'm going to call it shaved wood art because I'm not sure what else to call it, but it's very thin wood that they roll up to make wreaths. And this little dude, man, the attitude here. He is $80. Little Franken pumpkin. We've got the Martha Stewart ghosts up here. These do light up. What I was going to tell you all was I have a sibling up in Northern Illinois, sent me a picture of his Lowe's store with Christmas. Y'all, I just went to Lowe's 2 days ago, put that video up yesterday. It is strictly Halloween down here. I could not believe how much Christmas was in his store. This is like a diorama here. It does light up inside. We got to kind of peek. It was so bright in the store, I don't think you could see that well. So no sign of Christmas yet in Home Goods. The only store, as a matter of fact, that I have seen Christmas is Hobby Lobby. But it's interesting to me the difference in stores. Back home in Texas, the Costco stores, for example, full swing Halloween, all sorts of super cool things. Our Costco here in Claremont did not have a whole lot. I think this wreath is absolutely adorable. There's a lot of detail in here. $25. I really like that. I think that's super pretty. We've got some pink terracotta pumpkins down there. Those are also really pretty. That's pretty cool. There's little butterflies on top of the skull. And then there's plenty of fall and Thanksgiving in the stores. I am noticing that the Halloween items in a lot of the stores, they are starting to sell out. So these pumpkins here that are $50, it's actually 2 pumpkins attached. Look at this cutie. Oh my goodness. Aw, little like corduroy shorts. How cute. This gold pumpkin lantern, I like this. It does have an LED light right in there, battery operated. That fox is super pretty. And all the fabric pumpkins in here, there's so many different types, styles, glass pumpkins, fabric pumpkins. There is a lot of pottery, dishes, coffee cups, things like that for Halloween at the various stores. Sorry, I want to see. I was a little scared to pull that one out there for a minute. Sorry, I could feel that in my voice where I was like, please don't tip or break. I do love that. I love that it's kind of vintage looking. There's some matching coffee cups that go with that also. There's these ghost coffee cups. There's all sorts of goodies in here. We'll just kind of browse around a little bit. This is another dish, little square Happy Halloween. That was kind of the salad size. The dinner size was behind that one. The teapots, those are adorable. Little stack of ghost cups there. Let's see, what else do we have? The 2-tier serving tray with the skeleton hand out of it. I wanted to show you these. I'm a huge fan of LED candles. They had, those were ones that were in like a glass, as is this one. The one up top had a 3-wick on it. This one has one. This one, however, the Luminara, if you watch the Pottery Barn video this week, you will see they sell candles, the same kind of candles. They're a lot less here if you can find them, but I love them because the wick flickers around and it looks just like a real candle. This is $30. I do like that. You can put a candle inside of there. Let's see, this piece is $13. I do like that one too. And they, of course, have all the various fall fragrance candles. So we've got pumpkin coconut, cinnamon pumpkin. Let's see, this one is called Pumpkin Delight. And then orange cranberry spice. That one sounds really nice. One of you was looking for fall soap containers. So they do have some that come with soap in them. I do like this brand, and they did have some fall ones in there. That was just the peach raspberry one, but I did see some fall ones also in the store. These were over here right behind us. Look at these itty bitty little calendars. They are $4. Yeah, they're all $4. Those are super cute. We've got the rainbows. We've got little cats, dogs. What else do we have? A little cactus, little cowboy boot. That is adorable. And then we've got, of course, this super cool dog. So there's some new home decor items that are coming into the stores. Kind of wild back in here. I thought these trays were interesting. I do like the combination of the metal and the wood. They had them in 2 different sizes. This reminds me of what we just saw at Pottery Barn. The equestrian horses, theirs were a little bit bigger and they were bookends. However, it's a very small version of that, and I think it's pretty cool. That is pretty interesting. I was just telling my husband, I said, I think I'm going to put that in the bathroom just to be funny. Sorry, they've got the little ceramic Lego minifigures still. These pop up every once in a while in the stores. That's a pretty cool metal tray right there. Wanted to see that green bowl below. That one is neat. But just browse around in here. Everything in here is just kind of jam-packed, and it's a little tough to pick up some of the items. Can you see the bird on the branch back there? It's a gold bird on a dark branch. That one was pretty cool also. So how many of you are decorating for fall? It is August 19th. Kids are back to school, or most of the kids are back to school. We've met some families down here in and around the Disney parks that their kids are not quite yet back to school, so they're still enjoying their vacation. That's a pretty cool box. Kind of coordinates up here with all these. I've got a couple pieces, but I've not yet decorated. I'm trying to decide if I just hold for decorating for Halloween, or if I do a little bit of fall this year. Normally, I just kind of go right into Halloween. So these are kind of cool. They're wood. I thought that was neat. We've got fall pillows. There are so many pillows right now, so many fall pillows. There are so many Halloween pillows. I love the detail on those. And all the throw blankets. So if you need cute Halloween, if you want something a little more black and white Halloween, they have pretty much everything. Okay, I've now seen these chairs at a few of the stores. So if that is a chair that you like, those are $400. You'll probably see that at your store. This is part of the World Traveler collection. I have not seen this piece at any store. That's super cool. It's got the marble type top. That one's $150. Again, I'm a huge fan of marble. Just remember to put a coaster underneath. It's a porous stone. These are all of your bathroom hand towels. $15. This one's $15. While we were over here, we were talking with an associate, And they had a guy that was in here with his wife, and she was shopping, and he fell asleep on the couch. There was a couch up in the front, and she said he was up there just passed out sleeping. So we had a pretty good laugh about that. This is a quieter store at the particular time in the evenings when we come in. The other store that's over in Winter Garden, I don't think that store ever gets quiet. I feel like it is busy from probably the moment they open until they close. So we've got $90. These floor lamps are new. So this one over here had 3 different color glass bulbs. The other ones were all cream. So these plaid poofs on the bottom, those went home with us. I've needed 2 more little poofs, and those are the perfect colors, perfect fabric. So we picked those, and they right now at all the stores, if you are looking for these kind of poofs, there is a lot of inventory of these at the stores in a variety of styles, patterns. There's not a lot of new lamps, but let's check out what we can find. This one is $40. This one's kind of cool. It has 2 square glass shades. That one is $70. These are kind of cool with the Edison bulbs. They had them in black and gold. Kind of a cool little accent light for your desk. There's also a lot of these cocktail tables in the stores I'm seeing. It's a very interesting base on that one. Let's see if I can grab a price up there. This one was that one $100? Here are more poofs back here. And every one of the home goods stores that I've been to, they definitely have a lot in stock, and also 5x7 rugs. That's another thing the stores are kind of overflowing with at the moment. All right, we found a new lamp. Look at this pink cutie. The lampshade has a fringe on the bottom. You can't see it because it's wrapped up in plastic, but that lamp is absolutely adorable. Let's see, anything else new in here? I think we've seen a lot of these. I do like this modern task lamp. Just nice and sleek. It'll adjust up and down. The height, you can also adjust it up and down. That one is $30. All right, let's go check out some artwork. See what's new over there. Everything all spring and summer was very heavy coastal at our stores here in Florida in the Orlando metro area. So this particular artist, and I hope I don't say her name wrong, Sapna Shah, she has a lot of artwork right now in the home goods stores. She's quite the artist. It's everything from like something like that to kind of modern abstract. She's got some pretty cool pieces. This is also another super cool piece. Very tropical. This is super fun. This reminds me of something over at It's a Small World at Disney World. If you know, you know what I'm talking about. I've seen this piece now at a few of the stores, and I do love that one. Very kind of Pacific Coast. That one is on clearance. We've seen that one at a bunch of stores. Okay, it says Pez Dispenser 1984 on the top. That's a pretty cool piece of artwork. Ooh, as is this one. All right, those are pretty cool. You gotta love that one there with the Aperol Spritz. I love all the vibrant colors on that one. And I did see this one the last time we were in the stores. I love it. I just don't know where to put it. Okay, so this next one by William Morris, it's called Peacock and Dragon. And until I read what it was called, but now I can see the dragons and the peacocks in the artwork. That's super cool. I'm going to have to keep an eye on the artwork now that they have in the stores with the William Morris ones. I also did not realize how popular that brand was. They have a whole line of dishware over at Williams Sonoma that I just showed in the last video. I was super surprised to see it in the store. Love that one, just super delicate. Yeah, my problem is, not necessarily a problem, but I just love all artwork. So I really have a hard time picking something that I'm like, I'm going to pick this and this is the theme I'm going to go with my house, because I kind of, go, well, next week, but I like this one. And then the week after, but I like this one. So a little bit difficult for someone that has kind of a more creative, kind of artsy. It's kind of hard to sit still. My husband used to always joke because I would change so much stuff in the house. He's like, please don't change it after I go to bed. I don't want to fall over something coming out or not realize where I am when I get up. So I do love that tropical up there. I'm trying to stand in a way that it doesn't have so much glare. That really feels like old Florida to me. And if you know what I'm talking about with old Florida, that will make sense, but it's a super pretty picture. I also I'm drawn to this one, and I'll show you the other one in a second. These are on a fabric type, looks like linen, but it's not. I just think this would be super cool in like an office or, like a library in the house. I think that'd be cool. So I've got a couple different little pieces here. These are the ones that have, this one down below is the one with the fabric wrapped on the outside. So this is $250. They have lots and lots of the footstools from the India collection. This is $40 for that one. The larger one is, sorry, I think that was $60 on that one. And the smaller ones there are $40 with the legs. And we have seen this wild number here before. That one is $80. I've seen that at a few of the stores. This one's kind of cool with that little bottom wood detail. That floral chair right there, that is a Morris & Co. They had these for a few weeks now. This one's $200. A few weeks now at a lot of the stores, kind of is that back to school, back to college. I don't think I've seen, these are wood up top with the metal legs on the bottom. I've not seen those in the store before, so those are new. The table on the right, this one is on sale. It was part of the Coastal collection. And then this little storage, super fuzzy. That one's really cute. What else do we have up here? We have some vanity chairs that have the tufted back. I can't spin them to show you because they were super tight up on that shelf, but they do spin around, they swivel. The two cabinets on the right and left, those are kind of a pink peachy color. We're going to take a look at some of the rugs that they have in the store. So there's two rugs right there. The one with the seashells was, they stack them up, and I understand they're tight on space. It makes it a little bit hard to show. So these are really thin little non-skid Calvin Klein rugs over here. We have, this one is super sparkly. Okay, what is this one? Hang on. Okay, so these are all on sale. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. I'm going to need some help with this one. It says Mermaid Crossing. It is on sale for $150. That rug, I do not need a mermaid rug, but I need a mermaid rug. That is adorable. There's little silver. Can you see all the little sparkles woven in there? That rug is absolutely beautiful. They still have a lot of the flamingo ones. Those are $129. These are also, all the coastal ones are on sale. Yeah, lots and lots of coastal rugs in here on sale. So far, that mermaid one is my favorite. This one is an outdoor rug. This has super cool, vibrant colors for outside. The black and white one there's kind of cool also. That one's 150. Those are 5x7s. That one behind it is a much larger rug. I'll show you that one in a moment. Trying to kind of see some of these rugs. They get a little bit heavy to kind of pull around. This was the rug. This one back here is an 8x10. That was the one we were seeing in the background. It is $350. And then this great big one over here. This one is $700. It's a sisal type feeling rug. I thought that was kind of cool with the little green detail. That's a Ralph Lauren, the blue and white. We've seen that one at most all of the stores. That one behind it has some really pretty greens, golds, some grays in there. This one here also an 8x10. I love looking at rugs, but I always have to bring my husband with. Typically has to help me with them because seriously, if I ever go missing, it's going to be in a HomeGoods, and tell them to look for me in the rugs, like in the rugs. I'm probably stuck somewhere in the rugs because one of them slapped back and took me out. So that's the plan, y'all. If you can't find me, tell them to go to HomeGoods and check the rug section. Okay, there we go. I'll try to kind of pull that back so we can see the whole rug. That's got some really good colors in there. This one behind it was a little bit too difficult to see that one. It was stacked. So this one is $350. We saw that one a few over. This is one of the coastal ones that is on sale. I have seen this rug at a few of the stores, so that pattern's out and about. Let's see, we've got this one here. Even though it doesn't look coastal to me, it was part of the coastal collection that is on sale. And then this one that totally looks tropical to me was not on sale, but that is a fantastic green. That is $400 for that one. This one is $250. That one's kind of cool. I like that like teal green in it. I know it's super busy. That's not a pattern for everyone, but I did think that was pretty neat. Some really pretty kind of light sage greens in this one for $350. And this one was interesting. It kind of had like almost like a, I don't know, sand or water or clouds or something with the white in there. It was really pretty. So that one's another Ralph Lauren. It's just a thinner, it had the tassels on the bottom. It's a good navy. Some good browns and golds in that one. So this piece of furniture, I was pleasantly surprised here when I opened it up. It was a bar cart table. So a little bar, let me open that up there. So we've got all sorts of storage for some bottles on the bottom. You've got room for glasses, different things like that. I thought that was a super cool piece. $500 for that. It's called a wine cabinet, but you know what? Some people call that a crafting cabinet too. You can multi-purpose that. So I'll just kind of show you around a little bit as to what furniture is currently in this store. There's a lot of chairs right now, some odd and end bar stools. There were a lot of fake plants in the store. These striped chairs, we've seen those, I think, all season long. So see, there were no real matches back in there. It was just kind of a lot of one-off bar stools. This blue table is part of the World collection, as is this kind of like reddish, tomato red colored one up top. So this is, yeah, those are the Vietnam ones. So those are $100. And see, there's more of the fake plants, the 5x7 rugs. And then up towards the registers, you've got all the little tiny, small knick-knacky kind of Halloween decorations, fall decorations. Oh my goodness, y'all, they're holding hands. That's so cute. We've got a skeleton Elvis. Here is one of those adorable little pink ghosts with the little pink gym shoes. There are so many adorable little things for Halloween this year. And with that, everyone, we are going to head out. So we'll kind of make our way up to the front of the store. And thank you so much for watching, everyone. I appreciate all of you, and I hope you're all having an amazing day. I will see you all in the next video. Take care and be safe, everyone.